intercostal muscles.
Okay, now since one bag of rice equals to
Intercostal muscles and the diaphragm.
to get the value, so you find 50 bags of rice divided by half bag of wheat.
And the diaphragm. Do you get what I'm saying, right? Okay, that's the last function. Then let's move on to what we call the appendicular skeleton. Please give me the dust.
You understand? Now, for the case of wheat, how do we know? We say, okay, fine. 50 bags of wheat divided by 1/2. And that way, times
The appendicular skeleton is actually made up of this set of bone, starting with the pelvic girdle. I get what I'm saying. Pelvic girdle is the
now, this is where I got it from.
which is your lower limbs for this particular from this waist. Your waist, the bone that supports your what? Your waist muscles is the pelvic what? Girdle. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Then we have the hind limbs. That is, the hind limbs consist of what? It consists of your femur, which is the longest bone in your body. I get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It consists of the tibia, the fibula, the tarsa, and then the metatarsa. Then the tips are always the phalanges. Right at the tip of your finger too, you have the phalanges. That's the last set of bone that we have at the tip for the fingers and the toes. I get what I'm saying? Then we have number 3, which is talking about your pectoral girdle now. Your pectoral girdle, which is made up of mainly what? Okay, we talk about it when we get there, the scapula and all sorts. Then number 4, we have what you call your what? The forelimbs. The forelimbs is made up of what? The like of a femur in the hind limbs, which is called the humerus. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, we have the ulna, then radius, Abi. Then we have the what? Kappa. The metacarpa. Then we have finally the what? Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Kappa.
Yes, sir. That's
Tarsa. Okay. Once after your what do you call your tibia and fibula, there is this particular one that forms like your what do you call it? That forms like your ankle. The fused of bone forming that particular structure of your ankle that eventually form the flattened part of your what do you call feet. They are called the kappa, then the metacarpa, like your wrist. You say kappa? Is it kappa you're asking? Oh, I said tarsa. Okay. Yeah, I'm describing tarsa for you. This is the kappa, metacarpa. I get what I'm saying? Kappa, metacarpa. They are set of bones, tiny, tiny bones. I get what I'm saying, fused together here. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Eh?
Yes, sir.
So, do you get it now? The same thing happens to your tarsa. They are like. They are like what? Bones. For the feet and for the what? Hand. I get what I'm saying now? For the feet and for the what? The hands. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So that is what we're talking about. Okay. Are you all with me? Now, please, let's write. Okay. The pectoral, what do you call it? The pelvic girdle now. Let's discuss the pelvic girdle. Are we all ready?
Yes, sir.
This is found around the waist region. And it consists of two halves of bones. It consists of what? Two what? Halves of bones. Plural for half. I get what I'm saying? It consists of what? Two halves of bone, which are joined together ventrally and to the sacrum, which are joined together ventrally. One by ventral. They are joined together in front. This is the ventral region. This is your dorsal region. Looking at something at the back, that's the dorsal view. When you look at something right through the chest region or through the abdomen, is what? The what do you call it? The ventral region. So the stairs are joined together ventrally, while at the back, they move that way to the back to go on to join with the sacrum. I get it? And which are joined together ventrally and to the sacrum dorsally. And to the sacrum what? Dorsally. How's that? Okay. Are you with me? Okay. Be careful with all those things. Each half of the pelvic girdle, each half of the pelvic girdle is made up of three bones. Halves of the pelvic girdle is made up of three bones. Number one, these are the three main bones there. Number one, the ilium. Ischium. Ischium. And the pubis. And the pubis. Please correct the spelling of ischium. C is there. And the what? Pubis. You are chasing me out of the board. The pubis. Okay, let me write on top here. I get it now?
Yes, sir.
Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's discuss this particular three bones. Paragraph. These three bones form a depression. These three bones form a depression on their outer surface. Called the acetabulum. They form a depression right on the outer surface, right here in front. I get on, not at the back, the front. To form called what? The acetabulum, which articulate with the head of the femur. Which articulate with the what? Head of what? Head of femur. To form the ball and what? Socket what? Joint, abi? With the femur. To form the ball and socket joint. That is why your leg can move this way. Yes or no? Move back and forth. That's why some of you can easily somersault and you come down without being wounded. Go and use your head to somersault like that. And let's see how it goes. I get what I'm saying? Now let's write. Let's look at the pectoral girdle. Yes. We treat the limbs together. The pectoral girdle. Right here, we cannot do without talking about the clavicle, which is very important. If not, no, that's your scapula. Your scapula is at the back here. Your clavicle is right here. This particular first bone, you feel that, oh, it's part of your rib. It's not part of your rib. It's different. I get what I'm saying now. It is the one that provides this particular attachment for your shoulder. I get what I'm saying now. If they remove the clavicle, it will look like this. I get what I'm saying now. Because there will not be all this one you are so proud walking. It will not be there. So if you see your friend so proud and you want to, try to let him or her know that this is not how the thing goes. Just remove this thing. And by the time you are done, everything will be perfect. Okay, now let's move on. The pectoral girdle. This is found around the shoulder. This is found around the shoulder. This is found around the shoulder. And it consists of two halves, which are held by muscles. Two halves, which are held by muscles. See, look at me. Yes. What do you mean by two halves? One is here, one is here. Yes or no? One is here, one is what? Here. This particular two, they are connected together. And that is why when you do this way, you see one particular set of attachment at your back. Do like this at home and look at it through the mirror. You see the attachment. The muscles connecting this particular two, how they will come out. I get what I'm saying now? So we say that they are connected together by what? Muscles, Abi? Full stop. Each half consists of three bones. Each half consists of what? Three what? Three bones. What are the three bones that are right in here? We have number one, the clavicle, the scapula, then the coracoid. Are you with me? Say coracoid. Coracoid. Yeah, you want to. Yeah, shoulder blade. Yes. No, not clavicle. Scapula, shoulder blade. The clavicle is a bone that forms your what do you call it? Your shoulder stand. Eh? If not for that particular clavicle, as you are seeing it, you feel that it's not having much function. Remove it. Let's see how you will look like. I get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's write. Paragraph. The scapula and the coracoid. The scapula and the coracoid. Yes. The scapula and the coracoid. Are you with me? The scapula and the coracoid are fused together.
And the coracoid.
Yes. Are fused together. Full stop. The scapula is a flat triangular. The scapula is a flat triangular bone with a hollow. With a hollow. HOLLOW. With a hollow called the glenoid cavity. Are you with me? Called the what? The glenoid what? Cavity. This spelling of the glenoid. Called the glenoid cavity. Full stop. The cavity articulates with joint. The cavity articulates with the head or join with the head of humerus. We say that cavity, what do you call it? The cavity, this particular cavity of the glenoid, this particular cavity of the glenoid articulate, or you say that it join, articulate or join with the head of the humerus. Where is the head of the humerus? It's at this point. I get what I'm saying? Yeah? It articulates or join with the head of what? Humerus. Okay? Trying as much as possible to see the summary here. Okay, to form what we call the shoulder joint. To form what we call the shoulder joint. To form the shoulder joint. To form the shoulder joint. Full stop. The clavicle is a small rod of bones. The clavicle is a small rod of bones attached to the ligament. It's a small rod of bone. The clavicle is a small rod of bone attached to the ligament, joining the sternum to the scapula. Joining the sternum to the what? Scapula.
So attach really down.
Yes. Are you there now?
Yes, sir.
Now let's look at the functions of the pectoral girdle. What are the functions of pectoral girdle? The pectoral girdle gave attachment the scapula gave attachment function yes. Oh, it's the same thing now. Okay, the scapula is part of the pectoral girdle now. Yes, now the scapula gave attachment for muscles and ligaments.
Give attachment.
For muscles and ligament. Gave attachment for what? For muscles and what? Ligaments. Then number 2. It provides support. That means the pectoral girdle now. Generally, they provide support for the 4 limbs. For the 4 limbs. The clavicle. Full stop.
Sir, he provides support for the 4 limbs.
For the 4 limbs. Full stop. The clavicle. The next one. The clavicle gives support to the sternum. The main support we have for the sternum, sternum. How is it giving support to the sternum? The sternum is actually well suspended by the help of the clavicle. This is the first bone that the sternum is being attached to. Are you getting us? To the sternum, yes. So the sternum now have attachment of the ribs. The ribs attachment to the sternum is more weaker than the attachment of the what? Clavicle. I get what I'm saying now. The sternum, does it get to your throat? Does it hang to anywhere? Where is it hanging? Is it not on this main one? Yes. The ribs are holding it, but the attachment is not as strong as the clavicle. I get what I'm saying now. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now let's look at the hind limbs. The hind limbs. No, number 75. This is talking about the bones of the leg. This is talking about the bones of the leg. This is talking about the bones of the leg. Are you with me? This is talking about the what? The bones of the leg. It is made up of, full stop, it is made up of the thigh bone. Thigh. Is it TIG? Thigh bone. What is that? Femur. I mean, made up of the thigh bone, comma, the round upper The round upper end. The round upper end forms the ball and socket joint. Yes, the round upper end. The ball and socket joint with the pelvic girdle. With the what? Pelvic what? Girdle. Please, let's talk and let's listen. And I want to ask this question so that you can pay attention to this. Where does the pelvic girdle, where does it articulate with the femur? Eh? What is the name of that particular bone, of that particular point where it fused with the pelvic girdle? I said that the pelvic girdle is made up of how many bones? 3 what? 3 bones, I mean? The what?
The ilium, the shium, and the pubis.
And the pubis. Then at the lower end, they fuse together, I mean, to form a particular hollow, yes or no? What is the name of the hollow? Acetable, which is the one that is what? The point of articulation. What about, Yes. Then when we talk about the, what do you call it? The pectoral girdle. I said that the scapula, Abi, and the coracoid, that they are fused together downward, Abi, they form a point of attachment for the forelimbs. What do we call the name of that point? What's the name of that particular point? What's the name of that particular cavity? I'm only telling you this so that you pay maximum attention to the right detail. The glenoid what? The glenoid cavity is the point of attachment for the what? Forelimbs to the what? To the pelvic what? To the pectoral girdle. I got what I'm saying? Why the acetabulum is the point of attachment for what? The pectoral girdle and the what? Femur. Are you getting the concept now? Okay, that is a very, very important thing you need to still know. Now let's move on. Let's write. The lower end of the femur, the lower end of the femur terminates at the the lower end of the what? Femur terminates at the 2 round projections. Are the 2 round projections called the condyle. Are you saying the condyle now? Called the what? Condyle, which forms the knee joint. Which form the knee joint. Which forms the knee joint. Knee. Yes? That's patella. We talk about it. From the knee joint with the tibia. It forms the knee joint to what? With the tibia. I got what I'm saying? Right at this particular lower limbs, this particular in limbs, after the long bone of what do you call it? The femur, that is synonymous to the long bone of this particular forelimbs, which is humerus. Ear and ear looks alike. 2 bones here, 2 bones here. The 2 bones that we have at your forelimbs are called the ulna and what? Radius, in which the ulna is the longest among the 2. I get what I'm saying now. While here we have the what? The tibia and fibula. The tibia is the longest, while the the fibula is just like the what do you call it, the radius, which doesn't have direct connection at both ends. I guess they are tinier. These two, they are tinier than their main one of the what do you call it, the tibia and the what? Ulna. I get what I'm saying now. Eh? Okay. Is anybody with question before we continue? Huh? Okay. Full stop. Right at the frontal surface. Right at the frontal surface. Right at the frontal surface of the knee joint. We have a small piece of flat bone. We have a small piece of flat bone called the patella. Called the what? Patella. And what is the name? We call it what? The knee cap. We call the what? Knee cap. Next to this is the tibia. Yes, kneecap. Next to this is the tibia and fibula, which forms the bones of the lower part of the hind limbs. Fibula. Next to this. It's spelled on the board already. Tibia and fibula, which forms the what? The bones of the what? Lower part of the hind limbs. Are you guys understand? Full stop. The tibia is longer than the fibula. Yes, it's longer than the fibula. The tibia is longer than the fibula. Full stop. They are followed by full stop. They are followed by the ankle bones called the tarsals. They are followed by what? The ankle bone called the what? Tarsals. So that there are sets of several bones. Called the tarsal. It's right here already. Just pluralize. Plural form. Pluralize. Okay. Are you with me? Joined to this tarsal bone is the metatarsal. Joined to this tarsal bone is the metatarsal, which forms your feet bone. Which forms your what? Feet what? Which forms your feet what? If you raise up your feet, that particular flattened surface of your feet that you are seeing, the bones that were being set in there for the attachment of those muscles to form that particular flattened surface they are the what? The metatarsal. I get what I'm saying? Don't swallow your phone. Okay. Which forms the what? Feet bones. Are the tips are the toe bones called the yes, are the tips are the toe bones. Toe. You don't know spelling of toe again? The toes bone called the what? Phalanges, have you?
Yes, sir.
Full stop.
Sir, your feet bone.
Eh?
What your feet bone?
Yes. At the tip are the toe bones. Toe bones. Toe. At the tips are the toe bones called the what? Phalanges. Full stop. Now write notes. The femur. The femur is the longest and strongest bone in the body. The femur is the longest and what? Strongest bone in the body. So that means if your femur is broken, know fully well that that particular thing that break your femur can break any part of your body.
The femur is the longest.
And strongest bone of the body. Yes. Please, let's listen to his question first. Yes. The other bones will be longer than the femur. Oh, it's a very rare condition. The major thing that will be actually smaller, in comparison to the entire body, the only bone that the only time that we have it as being shortened, like in dwarf, but it's not actually the femur that makes a dwarf a dwarf. It is simply the length of this tibia and fibula. Once the tibia and fibula is shortened, their knee will be closer to the ground. Go and look at all dwarf. That's why you differentiate dwarf from short person. I get what I'm saying now. You differentiate dwarf from what? A short what? Person. A short person will not have the knee close to the ground. But for a dwarf, the knee will be closer to the what? Ground. Because of shortness of this particular tibia. Yes? You want to say something? Okay, yes?
What's the length of the femur?
The length.
Yeah.
It ranges in people. In tall persons, it's much more longer than in short persons. So it depends.
So it does not have an average.
It doesn't have an average. Okay, when you talk about average height,
Yeah.
I should. Okay, so I should not call her short person again. I'm not calling you short person. I'm only talking about short people. And they know themselves. Short people. For short people, it depends on how you range it. Maybe we will talk about that one later. When we talk about length, average length of the femur for everybody. Yes. Bow leg. Now listen. In bow leg, if you notice bow leg very well, in bow leg it is not the curvedness of the femur. The femur is not curved. The major part where the bow leg starts from is the curved nature of the tibia. Curved nature of the what? The tibia. Go and look at persons with bow leg very well. No, so see, not all the time that not all the time that this thing will actually happen. When it's happening, when they are still at young stage, you can correct this. You can help in straightening this leg. Because then the bones are not yet well developed. They are majorly what? Catty. So you can straighten this thing at that point, but if you don't do it on time, it will eventually lead to this. At initial point, maybe because of what do you call it, calcium supply in the body, nutritional diet of the mother can affect a particular baby to have this. That is the reason why a particular pregnant woman, you need to know the kind of nutrient you consume in your food. Don't just consume all form of food. Don't just go for any form of food, because your nutritional supply will affect the condition health-wise of your baby. So what you are consuming is your baby. So that is the reason why you need to take a lot of nutrient supplements when it matters. Don't just say that I am hungry, let me eat. No. I get what I'm saying now. So when you take proper food that you're supposed to take normal medical precautions, then you will likely give birth to what? Healthy baby. In all sense, in all area. I get what I'm saying now. Yes, you want to ask a question? The brain box, the cranium. Yes. It's what? Hard. It's stronger than the femur. This one here, the cranium. You know how the cranium look like? The thin sheet that covers what? The brain. They are not as hard as the femur. That is the reason why you cannot use your head to break somebody's thigh. But if somebody can use his own thigh to break your own head. I get what I'm saying. Apart from this particular jaw bone, these particular ones here, these ones are very, very strong bone, as you are seeing there. I get it. They are stronger than the remaining bones that we have, especially around this particular region. The cranium occupies this particular region from this particular part, not entirely downward. From this particular point down to the back, they are softer than. And that is the reason why, if you want to perform any operation on the brain, you cannot cut this one open. They are harder, but you can easily cut the ones here. They are softer. You cut here. Never. Nobody will cut through your nose. They cut through this particular point, and not from the. They cut from this particular point, and they make sure that they go through the. They go through the median fissure. That particular lining that divides the brain into two halves. I get what I say. They go. What is it? Yes. They will first thing before they can perform such operation. They have to scrape your hair now. They take all your hair away. They barbecue you. I get what I say. Then everything, by the time they add oil to be a shining light, then it is because of this particular shining light they will be able to point their lasers through and be able to see that particular line where they are going to point what we call cut through. A mechanism given by a man called Ben Carson. I get what I'm saying. Yes, he was the one who he discovered it on his own, and it's easy for him to be able to quickly cut through the bone. And that was what helped him in Australia to be able to perform over 250 surgery in a single year on the brain. Different surgery, over 250 surgeries on the head of several human beings. 250 heads in a year. How many days are there in a year? 3. So how many days is he using to work? Do you know that most of these particular operations take more than 1 day? They take more than 24 hours. Yes. Some of them, by particular separation of semen twin, the one that doesn't survive took nearly 70-something hours, 75 hours or 72 hours. Continuous operation. They will keep on going in and coming out. You know, they have shifts. They will have shift in between. But the head of the surgery will always be nearly around. Semen twin. No. He was the one that first made that surgery, and the 2 survived. But before the 2 survived, he has performed one before, survived. The two died at the end of the day. One died instantly, the other one died later of complication. I get what I'm saying? So now let's move on. Now, what is the... Okay, I said that the what? The femur is the what? The longest and the what? Strongest bone in the what? Body. So if anybody remove a thigh of any human being and is coming towards you, and you people are having fight, run away. Because that bone is what? Highly dangerous. That bone is highly dangerous. I get what I'm saying now? Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the four limbs. The four limbs. The four limbs. The four limbs. Are you with me? Okay. Let me clean up the board at this point. No, don't worry. Is it four limbs, sir? We've discussed about the remaining three, yes? The four limbs is made up of the humerus. The four limbs is made up of the what? Humerus. The four limbs is made up of the humerus. A bracket in front. The longest bone in the four limbs. The longest bone of the four limbs. Close your bracket and let's continue to Malaysia. Bone of the four limbs, comma. Which form joints with the ulna and radius? Which form joints with the ulna and radius called the elbow? Or you don't know your elbow again? Your elbow is not here. This is your elbow. You know those students say that my head, my shoulder. Then they say that my head, they say my shoulder, my knee. Abi, where is your shoulder? So people are still pointing here. Eh?
So which one says?
Ulna and radius. Oh, you don't know the spell of ulna?
We know.
Call the what? Elbow. Abi? The ulna is longer than the radius. Longer than the radius. And are the bones that forms the arm, the forearm. They are the bones that form the what? Forearms. Forearm. Arm. Oh, the bones that form the what? Forward arm. Full stop. At the end, of the ulna and radius are the carpal bones. And radius are the carpal bones, which forms the wrist. Which forms the what? The wrist. Yes. Which form the what? The wrist. Which is joined to the palm bone. Which is joined to the what? Palm bones. Which is joined to the palm bones called the metatarsa. At the end of the ulna and radius. So you are still there since yesterday. At the end of the ulnar and radius is the carpal bones called the what? The wrist. Abi? This forms the wrist. Abi? Then we now say that they are joined to the what? To the palm bone. Abi? Called the what? The metacarpal, not metatarsus. Called the metacarpal. Called the metacarpal. Full stop. Then we have the finger bones are still the what? Phalanges. The same thing as the toe bones. The same thing as the what? Toe bones. Full stop. Okay. I'm coming to Malaysia. Assignment. Assignment. Write out the types of joints in the body and where they are being found. The joints in the body are being and where they are being found. The types of joints that we have and where they are being found. So that some people ball and socket joint, they are found on the head. I get what I'm saying. Your ball and socket joint is found on your head now. Yeah? So that's the assignment. Now let's look at the supporting system in plant. That's not all. It's still classroom for today.
It's just 9:56.
It's 9:56. We are not yet done with the class. 9:56. And now, supporting system, supporting tissue in what? In plant.
Next topic, Carissa.
Yes, subtopic is still part of supporting tissues in plant. Are you afraid of duster? Ordinary duster. You are afraid. You want to run away. You want to run away.
You want to make my skin
Supporting tissues in what? In plant. Supporting tissues in plant. What are the various supporting tissues that we have in plant? Yes? The xylem. Hey, no chorus answer, please. One by one. Xylem. Phloem. Parenchyma. Parenchyma, yes. Parenchyma. The collenchyma, Abi. Hey, let me tell you. Before we continue, let me just explain briefly something before we start. Notes. We're talking about the supporting tissue in plants. In order of priority, it should be parenchyma, sclerenchyma, and the collenchyma before xylem and phloem. I get what I'm saying now? The parenchyma are peculiar to the green parts of plants, majorly. The green part of what? Plants. Stems green, leaf green. They are the ones that contain more of the chlorophyll than the rest of the supporting tissues. I got what I'm saying now. The parenchyma, yes, they provide support for leaves, makes leaf to be able to stand in position. They are tough, but not as tough as the sclerenchyma. And the sclerenchyma are not as tough as what? The cholenchyma. The cholenchyma are a bit woody. Woody. Yes, they are more tough, you know, more of a plant-like nature. I get what I'm saying? Unlike the parenchyma, they are soft. You will see them on the leaves. The mechanism of provision of support for parenchyma is turgidity. Water, imbibing of water. I get what I'm saying now? Do you understand what I'm saying? The mechanism of provision of support for parenchyma is majorly what? Turgidity. No, not water, from surrounding. Once they have water in them, they become turgid, then they are able to provide their support for plants. I get what I'm saying now? But unlike these ones, they don't depend mainly on water or turgidity. Especially for cholenchyma. They don't depend majorly on water for support, on turgidity for support, because they are already woody. I get what I'm saying now? They are tough, strong, and more rigid. But these ones are more flexible. Are you getting the concept now? So these ones, they perform function of support majorly through the help of their conduction process. When they are conducting fluid, when they are conducting substances through them, they too attain that particular turgid state. So they provide support at the end of the day for plant. This one majorly for transport of what? Mineral salt, having. Why this one majorly for what? Why this one is majorly for what? Transport of manufactured material or waste products. I get what I'm saying now? Food. Anything pertaining to food. Raw material for provision of food and survival is gotten from this, through this particular, what do you call it? Xylem. Why this one? Food. Anything produced, anything that is to be transported, given away by plants. From rate of production, they will take it to the point of storage or the point of what? Expulsion from the body. I get what I'm saying now? Now let's write. Okay. That means by next class, we finish up with supporting tissue in what? In plant. Let's have a very good day. Any question before I leave? Without question, with this few points of mine, I've been able to do what? And not to what? That what?
You won't show.
Please.